Yo guys, what is going on? Blossom's back and welcome back to another episode of Top Drives. Now before we get into today's video, as always, a shout out to today's Diecast segment. We've got Amy showcasing her Toyota Tacoma named Brad. Thank you so much for your submission, and if you guys don't know, I actually gave her, it used to be my Toyota Tacoma, and I gave it to her as a gift because she likes pickup trucks, and I was like, you know what, that works. And then now she's decided to submit it for the series, so that's always great. But anyway, guys, as always, if you want to participate in this little segment, feel free to send in your submissions to my Instagram. You can find the links to my Instagram down in the comments below, or down in the description below. You can find links to other stuff like my website that I've not updated in like 5 years, as well as my Patreon as well. But anyway, guys, let's get into today's video. We got a pack review, and of course, it is Hugo's collection, the next boss, to get his little, time in the limelight for the collection series. If you don't know, this is the French boss, the second boss that everybody encounters. For a second, I thought it was the first one. I forgot that Gaz even existed. But yeah, Hugo is the second boss that you will ever, encounter in the game. So I think most players know who he is. I think most players at least complete the second campaign before they decide to quit. Especially the newer ones that, are trying to find a footing in the game. So I think most people probably seen this guy. And yeah, in true Top Drives boss challenge fashion, the collection tag has nothing to do with France anymore. They've completely lost the plot at this point. Like, when they did the first ever collection series for whoever it was, I can't remember. But like, at least they got it to the theme of the boss's country. I think one of the first ones we got was Harriet. And we got like just a bunch of American cars, which worked perfectly. We had one with Tuma. Tuma was when things started falling apart because it wasn't even just all Japanese. It was just Asian, like Korean and everything. And I'm just like, I don't know about that. And now we've got a French one. And yeah, I don't even know what the cars are anymore. Like, I don't know what the theme is anymore. We need to find a theme again. And again, as always, I've said this so many times, I like the idea. I pitched the idea, for crying out loud, for having, a collection series based around the boss, but they've just doubled down on that, where we've had like 10 boss collections back to back to back to back, and it's just like, bro, stop. Imagine if I posted a garage review every single day for 2 weeks. No one's gonna be watching my videos anymore, man. Ain't no way. I'm actually curious to see who has gotten a collection already. So Gaz got a collection. Legrand hasn't gotten his collection. Harriet's gotten her collection. That's Tuma, right? So Tuma, that's done. So USA, Japan, that's all done. UAE, okay, she's not gotten it. I forgot Sarah. Yeah, Sarah's not gotten it. And I think he's gotten it. Nicholas got it. Yeah, I remember Nicholas being a terrible one. Filberto, yeah, I don't think did he get a collection? I don't remember. I don't think he did. Lady Blackwood definitely didn't. I'm surprised that they haven't chosen Lady Blackwood. Maybe because it was my idea. They don't want to like take it right off. But come on, man. I think Lady Blackwood packs would actually sell. Spider, did Spider get it? I can't remember if Spider got it. Yeah, Zamina just got it, right? And who else? Finland. Yeah, that guy got it, right? Yeah, Günther. Yeah, he got it. What else? Germany, Bavaria. Yeah, she got it as well. Japan, she didn't get it. USA West Coast, who was the boss? Oh yeah, Maryland. Yeah, Maryland got that. Maryland collection got that as well. Maryland, France, and World Tour. So all the top three got it. Japan, Atsugi, yes. Kyoko, she's not gotten it. I don't think she has. So just a couple more to go, I guess. I don't know if they're just gonna run this thing all the way down. They probably have it all planned out already. So we've got Japan Atsugi boss. We've got the who else? We got the Nevada boss. I don't think Spider got it. Blackwood didn't get it. That's the only one I know by name. Legrand didn't get it, and Sarah didn't get it from UAE. I'm pretty sure that's all. I'm pretty sure that's all that's left. But anyway, guys, let's get into it. We got a pack to review, and that's going to be the carbon fiber right here. Is it worth it? That's the question. Well, as always, guys, I'm sure you guys know the tried and true Der Kaiser, rightly rated, requires some criteria, severely overrated, and Robin's wondrous world of plus and minus 3 RQ. So let us begin with the ultra rares. And we're starting off pretty weak with the Skoda and the Range Rover. Both of these are going down. Lincoln's going down as well. In my opinion, all of these cars should be around that 48 or 49 margin. Now, the Lincoln Continental, this thing used to be RQ55. The car's already dropped by 5 RQ. So, you think that, 50 is probably a pretty good place for it to be. But I think every single rear-wheel drive standard tire car needs to be nerfed. in their RQ. They just have to. They're pretty terrible, very terrible. So Continental, that going down to a 48, 49, I can see that. Same with the Rover, same with the Skoda, and all of these cars are just sitting in RQ 50 hell right now because, you know, Robin doesn't think they deserve to be 47 or below because of that plus or minus 3 RQ kind of bullcrap. The Audi 100 S4 C4. This one though, I don't, so is it severely overrated? I don't think severely overrated can be something I can name this anymore. Mainly because, you know, that's already Robin's Wonders. Well, yeah, this is supposed to be, requires a special tag challenge. Yeah, requires a special tag challenge. There you go. So that's a lot better. The Audi, I think, is where it should be as a 50. I don't think it should be a 49 or 48. That's my personal opinion. As always, you know, these garage reviews, not garage reviews, but these pack reviews are based on my personal opinion. This car's already been gone, has already gone down a lot of RQ in the most recent car correction change, and I think that it doesn't deserve to be a super rare, honestly. 84 handling, 4-wheel drive, medium ground clearance, with an okay 0 to 60. I think it's okay where it is, but definitely not going to be a good car. But I think it'd be useful in the special tag challenge. So like for this scenario, for Hugo's collection, it might make sense. Mazda 6 MPS concept, again, requires a special tag challenge, but it isn't the worst thing in the world. Medium ground clearance, 87 handling, actually, which is not that bad. Could be a little bit of a bargain, honestly, in Mazda events. But then again, I've encountered Mazda events and I'm not really needed to use the Mazda 6 MPS that much, but I can see it being a bargain. Citroen C Matisse requires some criteria. I do own 2 C Matisses, and it's like one of the few French cars for Hugo's collection, right? The C Matisse. I don't know how we're gonna find it. If I just put MIT, is that gonna show up? Citroen's always an annoying one. Yeah, Citroen's always a really annoying one to filter through because it has like the little funky letters in its name, Citroën, like on the E or something. So I can't. I mean, I guess I can go this far. Yeah, E. Nope, you can't do the E because there's a funky E. Yeah, I got 2 of them fully upgraded. One is drag spec, which I use for kind of like Ocean City Streets purposes, because the MRA on this thing is okay, and 0 to 60 is relatively low, and it's got a medium ground clearance as well. That's why I only use it for like Ocean City Streets, like half kilometer, or like speed bump 1 kilometer, things like that, you know, for French events only. I got 2 of them. Well, let's have a look at the stats, actually. 201 races in 88% win ratio, so that's actually not bad. And then this one over here, which is the non-drag spec version, I don't use a lot, 38. So if, you know, I had to give you my personal opinion on which one to use, I would definitely recommend going drag spec. I know a lot of people might not agree, you know, it feels a bit strange to go drag spec. This isn't a full-on drag car, but for where it competes against, and for what it competes against, I would say that it's more beneficial, and the stats don't lie, as a drag spec car. Anyway, put it in, require some criteria. Just you gotta know where to use it. That's about it. BMW X3X Drive. It requires special tag challenge. I don't think it should be a. This car used to be a super rare. You know, went up to ultra, then went back down to super, went back up to ultra again. It's been all over the place. Let's just keep it where it is. BMW i30, 130i. Sorry, requires special tag challenge. Porsche 911 Carrera, special tag challenge. MRA on this thing is okay. Jack of all trades, master of none, though. Pajero Evolution. That's up next. Special tag challenge. This tag, I gotta say, the special tag challenge this special tag follows the blueprint that I've seen very often for tri-series or special tags as of recently. Really crappy low end, but really good legends. You know, which is nice, I guess. At least they're giving us really good legends, because there used to be a time where they would give us like just terrible everything, terrible ultra rares, terrible epics, terrible legendaries, and it's just like, why would you ever want to open the pack? Now it's like, yeah, terrible ultra rares, subpar epics, but you get good legends. You get, you know, for the most part, the odds are in your favor. You know, look at the 765 and the SR10 and the Draco and the Huayra. You know, they're all just really good. Anyway, Maserati is up next, the Quattroporte. Requires a special tag challenge. Peugeot HX1. I think it's time to put in special tag challenge. I've not used it much since what's it called? The SX, right? Is it the no HX? Okay, HX1. Yeah, I've not used it much. European Grand Tour, when the update was new, I might have used it in a couple of challenges here and there, but as you can see, 151 races with a 68% win ratio. That is 20% less than the Citroen C Matisse, and I'm using it for 50 less races as well. I just don't use it that much. It is medium, it is 4-wheel drive, and it is 86, but it's not as good of a dragster as the Citroen C Matisse, and it's not really a great city streets car to use either. So because of that, I just don't really use it that often. I'm gonna put it in car special tag challenge. Nissan Patrol Nismo. Oh, I mean, this car used to be an Epic. Then went down to Ultra. Actually, an OG will remember, it used to be an Ultra, went out to an Epic, used to be an Ultra again. And I'm looking forward to getting the Nissan Patrol Nismo again. The main thing about the Nissan Patrol Nismo, and I do own it, and mine is very, very, very old, and I will fuse it away, even though this car is ridiculously old. It's like 2,514 days old. Yeah, I'm not going to be maxing it. I'm not. I'm just going to wait for another one that gets an Ultra, and then max that out instead. This is a drag spec car, or at least it was a drag spec car back in the day. This is an OG car. It's been around in the game for a very long time. And a great way to see if it still is a drag spec, car is to go to country. Let's go to Japan. Car attributes, we need to look for all surface tire cars. Okay, all cars. Now let's sort by 0 to 60, which is ascending. Is it still among the top? Yeah, it is 6.0. And I think it would stood the test of time pretty freaking well, actually, because it's still got that really low 0 to 60, and even with all those Japanese updates, only one car could best it, which is the Infiniti QX80, and even then the Patrol still has a way higher top speed. And on top of that, yeah, I mean, this thing and the Pilot were the two, cars you want to drag spec. And when this one went up to Epic, then everyone was, drag specing the Pilot, because it was, a low, it was, a hill climb, all-surface tire car if you couldn't use the QX50 or something like that. And, yeah, the Patrol was actually good in those scenarios, and now there's an Ultra again. I think it's going to be pretty damn useful. So, yeah, considering that it's still among the best for the Japanese all-surface tire drag meta, for 4-wheel drive cars, I'm going to put it in require some criteria. There you go. That's a decent Ultra. I would love to get one. Honestly, I would love to get one from any of these packs that I get. The Patrol Nismo is probably up there on the list, so I'm going to wish list that, actually. Why not? All right, moving on. Monza Speed, sorry, Atenza, requires some criteria, maybe slightly higher. Rightly rated. I'm going to give it rightly rated. Medium ground clearance, 4-wheel drive, and 89 handling with a very low 0 to 60. Yeah, that's chill. GMC Terrain Denali is okay. I'm also going to give that, requires some criteria. 6.7 and 74. That's 82. Maybe that's a bit too, no, that's a bit too generous. Requires special tag challenge. Used to be an Epic. It's gone down to, a mid-range Ultra Rear. BMW 330D, that's up next. I'm going to say requires special tag challenge. Real drive standard tires really don't get you anywhere. BMW i30, yeah, whatever that thing is. 135i convertible. Again, special tag challenge. Volvo XC60 T6 all-wheel drive. This one, okay, I would give it requires some criteria. It's performed slightly better than the GMC Terrain, not the worst thing in the world. I think it's pretty decent on certain track sets for all-surface tire cars. I forget what it was, but I remember using it in clubs just 2-3 days ago because it was the best all-surface tire car to use. I think it was was it Rallycross Medium? Maybe? I can't remember what it was, but it was actually one of the top performers. So you gotta know where to use it. Obviously, I don't know where to use it, but I know that there are places to use it. So I'm going to give it requires some criteria. The Peugeot Exalt, I'm going to give that requires some criteria as well. It's not as good as an Instinct, but I think the Instinct is actually a pretty good car. I would give the Instinct a rightly rated rating. So Exalts requires some criteria. I think I just ranked that car for the most recent Tri-Series, and I think I'm putting it in the same place as average. It's medium ground clearance, 89 handling. Think of it as a slightly better version of the Atenza. Oh, well, I'm thinking of it as a slightly better version of the Atenza, then maybe I should put it up there and rightly rated as well. Huh! 61 RQ. Yeah, let's have a look at that, actually, because, yeah, now that it's going up against the Atenza. Okay, so let's check out the Exalt. I gotta clear all that. Exalt. Medium, right? Yeah, it's medium. 5.180. Talk about the Mazda. Oh, what's the Mazda speed? 5.680. And I still think it's a pretty decent car. So, should the Mazda go down then? Did it get nerfed or something? Did the 0 to 60 increase? Alright, I'm gonna put both of them in rightly rated. That got me stumped a little bit. Okay. Moving on. Hyundai Kona. That's up next. 4-wheel drive standard 83 handling. Yep. And it's one of the forefronts, one of the better standard tire South Korean Ultras that you can get. I'm going to put that in rightly rated. The Utes SSV. Oh, okay. Well, this one I would say is overcorrected because Hutch kind of saw it as one of those medium ground clearance dragsters. A great example is the the S63, right? The Mercedes. Oh, yeah, because they need a freaking space Maybe if I put an AMG, it will show up. But yeah, that thing got like buffed up to hell. S65, sorry, and there's a space there. That thing got buffed up to hell. I don't think it should have ever been an epic. It should have stayed an ultra rare. Hutch saw it as a dragster, overcorrected it. It doesn't really have a top speed, and it's not going to be used in any drag scenario because you aren't going to need it for, like, you know, the situations like half-kilometer speed bump or 1 kilometer speed bump or Ocean City Street. That's it. You're not going to be using it for anything else. So for that reason, the Ute falls under that same category of just an overrated medium ground clearance dragster, and that is definitely going under Robin's Wonders World of plus and minus 3 RQ. 62 is way too high for that guy. The HSV Club Sport is up next, and I think that this thing requires a special tag challenge. We don't see Australian events enough for this card to be, you know, that useful, and I think that when it comes to an Australian event, I think you're better off using the Sprint. So yeah, at least for Stage 3 Small. I don't know about medium, but definitely for Stage 3 Small, the XR8 Sprint is definitely a lot better for you to use. Lumina as well, again, is just below mid, honestly. Okay, moving on. Audi TT S. I recently got this from my free pack, and I have it fully upgraded. I've never used it before, but I'm looking forward to it. So we move into ultra rares. I just got it, like, literally last night, so I have it fully upgraded. I used tokens on it, 0 days, 0 races, and I'm looking forward to using this because it was an epic since it came into the game, and it was completely useless, and I would have never upgraded it as an epic. So this is the first time I've ever upgraded the Audi TT. I want to see how it swims. 4192. I mean, as always, I'll just put it up against an R33, which is 4293. So I think both of these cars might be relatively competitive against each other. I'm going to put it in requires some criteria. I don't think it's going to be good, but I don't think it's terrible now that it's in an ultra rare. Kodiak is going to go in the same place with the XC60 and the Audi. Like, I think it requires some criteria. It's one of the better all-surface tire cars. It isn't saying much, but definitely isn't a terrible car. Then we've got the Mercedes-Benz SL500, which again, it's a decent German hairpin ultra rare, and also decent on the Canyon Tour, and also going to be the thumbnail car for today's video. But that being said, if you want to drag German ultra rare, go Roof BTR. If you want a twisty German ultra rare, go like Porsche GT3. I think it is. The 996 isn't a GT3. I actually can't remember. Yeah, GT3, 911 GT3. So you could go for this, which is a 996 version. That's a pretty decent one that you can go for. You can even go for the Carrera S, both of which are better twisty cars that are also so-called hybrids compared to the Mercedes SL500. I do have 2 Mercedes SL500s. One is 233, I believe, and the other one I'm getting drag spec. So hopefully those cars will come into fruition for the challenge. This thing used to be an epic way back when, but I think it's better as an ultra. I don't want this to go up to an epic, please. Moving on to the okay, talking about epics, we got a lot of trash, guys, so buckle up. Impreza is terrible, Cayenne is terrible, Porsche Morgan is terrible, Porsche 911 Carrera is also down there. Subaru Forester XTI, okay, 4-wheel drive, 90 high ground clearance, right? I think a special tag challenge. The Cayenne as well. I mean, it'll be a great 64. As a 65, it can barely hold on. Audi. So yeah, I mean, maybe it's a bit mean for me to put it here. Maybe this could be a special tag challenge kind of car. But I'm gonna put it here. I'm feeling brutal today. Audi e-tron GT Quattro. I'm gonna say is rightly rated-ish, but no, not rightly rated, but it's average. Requires some criteria. I wouldn't mind maxing this for the challenge. This used to be RQ 75, right? 75, 76. Now it's a 70. It makes a little bit more sense. Lacrosse AT5 handling, four-wheel drive and standard. I think it's just okay. The XC, yeah, whatever this thing is, again, I think it's okay because it's got a very low 0 to 60 of 4.3 seconds. The Buick Electra, I think this thing recently got, what do you call it? It recently got a buff, but I forgot in what field it got a buff. Was it MRA that it got a buff, or did it get a nerf? I don't remember, but all I know is that I've had it, I've fused it, I've never used it, it was never useful in any kind of challenge. It requires a special tag challenge, in my opinion. Moving on, BMW M550i. Again, I'm going to put it in requires special tag challenge. I never really use it in anything. 3682. And it seems a bit wrong to put the Audi here and the BMW here, so I'm going to move it all of you down, honestly. The only time I needed the e-tron GT Quattro for anything was for the holographic challenge, the icon variant challenge for the Porsche 935. I've never used it again since, but I'll probably use it now for the special tag challenge, which means that the only 2 times I've actually used my e-tron GT, which I do have, I don't know what is the best way to go around and filtering this. Let's get rid of, yeah, the only way that I can use it, let me add in Tron, was for the Icon Variant Challenge, never use it again, and now I'm probably going to use it again for Hugo's collection, and that is all. So, yeah, that's the definition of requires a special tag challenge. Maybe I'm being too nice to these two epics too. I might move them down. We'll see. Bristol Fighter. Oh, that's great. That's rightly rated. I love that car. I really do. It's a great testable car. And it's always, like, in my opinion, a slightly better version of the Aston Martin Bulldog. Also a better version of a Holden Fiji. And it was my answer to beating the Fiji back when the Fiji was an ultra rare. But now that the Fiji is an epic and not a lot of people are going to max the Fiji anymore, the Bristol Fighter becomes even more useful to me because I've always had it fully upgraded. It's a great car. It's got a great MRA. It's got 100 MRA. Low 0 to 60, high top speed, and it knows what it wants to be. I think it's rightly rated. I think for the longest time since this car was introduced in the game, this and its legendary counterpart, the other fighter, I've always thought were fantastic cars. A fantastic legend for the legendary counterpart and a fantastic epic. I'm gonna give it rightly rated. Obviously, I'm not gonna give it Dirk Kaiser. It's not like the best dragster in the world, but I do think that this thing is a little bit of a sleeper. A lot of people like tend to not upgrade this thing because they're just like, oh yeah, I could go max a Charger, which you can, and the Charger is probably better. Oh, it is better, but it is one of the best, and the fighter is still, you know, at the end of the day, more of a bargain. And I love that car. It's great. Not in real life, I just like it in the game. Porsche Panamera Turbo is up next. Okay, all the four-wheel drive stuff. I think it's only fair for me to put it all and require some criteria. I don't think any of them are just going to be terrible. They were terrible as legendaries, but as an epics, they've yet to really prove themselves, I would say. The Audi S8 used to be an epic, but back then it was medium ground clearance, and it handled better, had 85 stock. Now it's 83, and it's low ground clearance. None of these cars have had a chance to prove themselves. But I don't think they're going to be that terrible. I'm going to put it in requires some criteria. Honestly, one of the highlights of the car correction change. I'm not roasting the four-wheel drive cars as much as I used to anymore. And there you go. We've been on to legends. Not a single car has fallen under Dirk Kaiser, which is terrible. Porsche 911R. It's a good RQ80. I think it's rightly rated. This thing is slightly better than the GT2 Touring, right? It's 3692, and I'm pretty sure the GT2 Touring has the same stock. There you go. 3792, very close. 3692, 3792, and 911R has better MRA. And for this thing to be 78, I think it's a bit harsh. I think this should be a 79. So if I think that should be a 79, then this should be an 80 because it's slightly better. So I think it's rightly rated. That's fine. Not a lot of people are going to max it. Not a lot of people are going to upgrade it. I get it, but it's rightly rated. That's what it is. The Audi RS7 Sportback Performance is up next. Honestly, rightly rated. I don't think it should be in 3. Okay, let me think about it. 3286. That's the stock stats, right? Let's talk Taycan. 3588. That's a 79. So that's your benchmark. 3588, 3286. It's close. Porsche handles better, but I do think by the skin of its teeth, the Audi RS7 should remain a legendary. Let me know what you guys think about that, but I think that it's a very, I guess the best way to do it is to go in on Top Drives Records and put these two cars up against each other, right? The Taycan GTS as well as the RS7. Honestly, part of me even thinks that maybe this car should be legend, should be 80. Oh, that's crazy though. I shouldn't be thinking like that. Those are deep, dark thoughts, sir. But then again, why are these two cars the same RQ? This 3587, this 3588. One car is clearly better than the other. Okay, anyway. Rightly rated. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say rightly rated. You guys might disagree, and I'll completely understand if you do. It could be a 79. I could see it as a 79. There's a universe where this could be a 79, and I think it'll be a pretty damn good 79. Just like the Taycan. This is a pretty damn good 79, honestly. And I'm really happy to own it. I mean, 3098, 4-wheel drive. Yeah, that's pretty good, honestly. Anyway. Macan GTS. Yeah, that's alright. I'm gonna say rightly rated. For an all-super tire car, one of the better handling cars as well. So that's pretty good. Audi SQ7 though, this one, piece of trash, requires some criteria, I would say. Definitely does not hit the heights of the Macan. I want my handling. I want my handling. I don't care if you have a low 0 to 60. Are you a dragster? The answer is no. That was a rhetorical question. 79 handling is garbage. Honestly, requires special tag challenge. Yeah. Moving on, because for these legends, right, majority of the cars are gonna be 1 star. 1 star, and that thing is like what, 82, 81 handling? Oh hell no. All right, Pagani Zonda Cinque. All right, it's Cinque. It's all right, rightly rated. I think it's okay. Koenigsegg CCX. I think honestly, it requires some criteria. Mainly because it's the weaker Koenigsegg. And so many people out there have the better eggs already. And this thing doesn't handle as well as other eggs. It doesn't have the MRI of the other eggs. It doesn't have the top speed. I mean, it has like a high top speed, but you know, you would still rather use a Regera or a Koenigsegg Regera RS or something like that, you know? Anyway, Audi R8 LMX, again, it requires some criteria. You know, even with that RQ change, it used to be like 90. But even with that RQ change, it's still very... and then we've got the Brabham BT63. I hated this car because it used to be like 98, right? 98 RQ. That's what it used to be at the beginning of APGP, and I was like, bro, how? And then Hunter's like, yeah, dude, it's 98 because it has like 111 MRA or some shit like that. But then, like, when it was competing against other 98s, having a 0 to 60 of 3.3 was actually atrocious. It was terrible. But now it's an 89. It's rightly rated. And then we've got the Pagani who are, okay, the last four are all going under Der Kaiser. So like I said early on, this seems to be the blueprint for most special tag and tri-series events now. We're just gonna filter the lower end of just a bunch of crap that nobody really wants. And then like, we'll just sprinkle in some of the best cars in the game, just so, you know, people will buy the pack. And it works, because I'm going to be opening one right now. But yeah, these four are flawless. These are tri-series winning, tried and true, some of the best in their category kind of cars. And I love them. But anyway, guys, for ending the video here, as always, we're going to be opening a pack. It's going to spend all my gold. I got like 1,400 gold. And this is like a 1,300 pack that we're going to be opening. There's a 1,300 pack that we can open somewhere. And I'm going to go and open that. And then that leaves me with like 100 gold. But whatever. We're going to do it for the meme. So yeah, 1,300. Yeah, 1,400. This leaves me with 74 gold. But let's do it. What do I want? If it's going to be an ultra rare, I want the new ultra rares. I want either the Nissan Patrol or the Peugeot Exalt. So those are the two ultra rares that I will definitely want the most. Okay, Mazda Familia. If we're getting an epic, I mean, okay, what's an epic that I would want? I already own a Bristol Fighter, so I don't really need a second one. I want the new ones, honestly. The Gallardo or the Panamera. Just because they're new, I want to see how they do. If I get the Gallardo, there's a pretty high chance that I'm actually going to max it out. Panamera maybe as well, because it has retained its medium ground clearance abilities. Legendary, I mean, yeah, obviously any of the top four would be great. All right, let's go. 3, 2, 1. That was a waste of my gold. Okay, anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for today. Hope you guys have a great day. We're gonna stay safe, wash your hands, and blossom out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my Bonneville Pontiac. Hold tight all night